Hey everyone, this is Shamo with Girls and Geese back for yet another edition of our Next Generation series featuring up and coming young ladies that will take us to the next level as far as jiu-jitsu goes. We have an awesome guest on today. Her name is Sophie Sharp. She'll be joining us here in just a moment. We'll get to know her a little bit better and hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. I think so. Let's go ahead and get her on with us. Hey, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, you're so grown up. I haven't seen you in so long.
I know, it's been a couple years.
Yeah, I know. You're like a you little young lady. You're not like a little girl anymore.
It's true.
Oh, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Sophie Sharp. I'm 14 years old. I'm a solid orange belt, and I train under Jay Regabuto, John Combs, and Guy Mione under at Studio 84. And I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 4 years since January.
Awesome. How
So,
did you get started?
it was actually my older sister. She wanted to do wrestling and everything, but my mom actually found a sport called jiu-jitsu, and we both did it. We loved it, and after 6 months, she kind of like stepped away for a bit and didn't come back. But I
That's
was like,
okay.
no, I love this. Like, this is definitely my sport, and ever since then, 4 years later, I've been still doing it every day. So,
Awesome. And your youngest sister has joined you as well now that she's old enough, huh?
yeah.
How's she liking it?
She loves it. She asks every day, "Oh, are we going to jiu-jitsu?" But yeah, she's getting good. My
No,
parents next around saying like, "Oh, she definitely loved it more than Sophie." But
oh
yeah,
no, that's
she
how
really
can
loved
that
it.
be?
I don't know.
Oh, that's awesome. So, so what is one of the, I know you're an avid competitor, you train, I'm sure with the pandemic, have you been able to train more now that you guys are not having to go to school, but you're doing everything at home, or are you back in school now?
Well, it's honestly like an on and off with a school, because one kid gets the COVID and then it's shut down for 2 weeks, so it's almost like on and off. Like it's a mystery if you're gonna be at home or going into school. But jujitsu, for the first like 6, 7 months, I was still at home because my old school is doing a renovation and everything. But now at Studio 84, I'm training every day, and it's amazing. So,
Nice. What are one, what's something that kind of keeps you going in jujitsu? What
uh,
keeps you motivated?
definitely my teammates. They push me every day, and definitely my parents. I mean, I wouldn't be anywhere if they couldn't drive me to tournaments or to practice. So definitely those two. And also, I love the sport. I mean, it's my passion until I'm too old to do it. But no, yeah, it's something that I love. So that's what really pushes me.
You're gonna have a long time. You'll be training for a long time because you started
Hopefully.
so young. I wish I would have started when I was your age. I didn't start until I was an adult. So, other than you and your sister, does anybody else train in your household, in your family?
Yeah, my dad is a purple belt, so he started like a couple months after me. But me, my little sister, and my dad are just a good family to do jiu-jitsu, beat him up all the time, so it's fun.
Yeah, I remember your dad and your mom have brought you to many girls and geese in the East Coast area, and that's kind of how I got to get to know you guys a little bit. And they've always been super supportive. We got to get your mom on the mats, though.
Thank you.
Next time I see you, just wait. Oh, so you've been tearing up the competition scene for some time now. Is that something that you enjoy doing, or is it something that you're like, I'll go compete, or like what is that a big goal that you have? What does
Yeah,
competition play into that?
my first tournament, I was like a month in, and you know, it wasn't the best tournament to start off with, but ever since that, it's always kind of been in my mind like, well, I can beat that person. I love competing. And especially, like I said, I mean, competing is part of jiu-jitsu. It makes you better and learn your mistakes. So it's a very big part to me. But yeah, I love competing.
Do you have any signature like game? I know there've been some girls that come along and little boys there was the Triangle Queen. Do you have anything that you're known for, or are you able to have kind of a different game every time?
I try to switch it. I've been really working on passing, but submission wise, my go-to every time is triangle to armbar. So I like to hit it almost every time, but like I said, I'm mainly a guard player, open and close, but I do like to work on my passing a bit because to me it's very important to not be one-dimensional. So,
Oh, absolutely. I was a hardcore guard player for a long, long, long time. And then I hurt my knee and I couldn't play guard how I used to. So I had to kind of evolve and play more of a top game. Plus, I had more weight too. So that always helps.
yeah.
It's hard when you're smaller to play a good, solid mount game. But
I feel it.
yeah, yeah,
Save
you've
me
been
from the big
on the
guys.
bottom. So what are some of your jujitsu goals? Like, is jujitsu something that you want to focus on? I know you're young and no pressure, but is it something like, oh, I want to own an academy, I want to be competing, or do you have other goals? Like maybe you want to be a doctor or a veterinarian, or what are your goals as of now, as far as where you see your future going?
Well, I'm really looking forward to the ADCC trials in November. So that's what I'm mainly training for. And like school wise, I really love cosmetology and like hair. So I would love to do that in high school. And my dad and I have always talked about this. We want to own our own academy one day and just make it like sharp jujitsu, something like that.
Awesome.
That- That's our biggest dream to open an academy one day. Um, so yeah.
That's awesome. That's a good goal to have. It's something you guys can work together, have a family business. There's a lot of
Yeah.
family run academies. They're pretty cool. You get that family vibe there. So, do you spend a lot of time on YouTube watching like tutorials for makeup? I know that's something that a lot of people do, or do you just kind of play with it in freehand?
Yeah, I'm honestly, you can say like self-taught of it. I learned all my braids from a little bit of YouTube, but just me trying to figure out, oh, like this piece goes there and that piece goes there, and then it all just kind of like comes together. But yeah, I've been doing hair, like, I remember the first time I did like a bun, I was 6. So ever since then, I fell in love with hair. Makeup and nails, it's not my type of cosmetology style. Definitely more towards hair and everything. Like I love like cutting it and dyeing it and doing different hairstyles. But I mean, you have to learn nails and makeup anyway, so who knows? It might be something that I enjoy.
Yeah, you never know until you try.
hmm
How do you like to wear your hair when you compete? Do you have any tips for the people watching out there? Oh,
When I had my half shave, I would get cornrows or I would braid it myself, or I would just do like a messy bun. But now with this hair, it's a little bit more challenging because it's short, it falls out easily. So you gotta get those like really good hair ties. But sometimes I do braids. Most of the time I just throw it up and I'm good to go. But yeah, I like doing the braids.
yeah. No, I find that's always kind of the best way to just kind of get it all tight. I always did one braid and then I did another braid and then I would do a bun because when my hair
Yeah.
was long enough. That was like my go-to. So I imagine that when you've been competing, you probably end up having a lot of you're competing. Are you mostly competing against little girls, or is it kind of mixed divisions with little boys and little girls?
Now that I'm 14, I'm in the teens division, so they try to put me against only girls, but I mean, my 2 tournaments ago, I went against a boy, but I kind of hate like the gender thing, like, oh, like you have to go against that girl. Like, I didn't go, like, my first ever tournament, I went against a boy, and from then, like, I never really cared, like, oh, like he's so much stronger than me. Like there's no way I can beat him, you know? And it's just kind of like that feeling like, oh, like I beat a boy. Like all those people saying like I couldn't do that because, once you get older, like they get stronger and everything. And, you know, us girls can't, unless we go to a gym and physically pick up weights, it's a little difficult for me, especially because for the ADCC, Jay Regabuto, who's my head coach, he wants me to get to like 125, and I'm like 103 right now. And I'm just eating and lifting and eating and then lifting. But yeah, competing, I don't really see anything with it going against boys, but that's just me.
No, that's awesome. I think that's a good philosophy to have. Yeah, I have the opposite problem as you. I'm trying to go down weight classes. It's not as much fun as going up.
Oh,
Going up is like you can eat what you want.
if you live with me, I am not a big eater, so for me,
Oh
it's like,
no.
oh, it's like awful.
But you got such good food on the East Coast.
We do.
You do. So,
Yeah.
have you traveled out to outside of the East Coast to do any tournaments or to like go to seminars or camps? Have you been able to kind of, I know it's hard when you have a whole bunch to have your whole family. It's, expensive and timely, but have you had any opportunities?
I did it once in Vegas, but honestly, I kind of keep it more to the East Coast just because money-wise, not many companies are willing to just fly me out there and pay for everything, which is understandable, obviously. But yeah, honestly, only Vegas. And it was really fun too. So it was a good trip.
Oh yeah. Was it for what tournament was it in Vegas?
It was IBJJF. So
Oh, awesome.
big
How did you do?
ooh.
Sorry, I
Definitely
went there.
no. I think I had like 2.5, almost 3 years of experience, and I was just not ready.
That's
And
okay.
no, like, I didn't know the rule set. Like the person with the lowest points goes with the person with the highest points first. And so
Uh,
I just got crushed, which I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you learn from that stuff.
do you ever replay your losses in your head after and be like, "Oh, I should have done that
Oh,
there."
yeah, especially with Jay. He wants me watching my matches, even if I win. There's always something that he's like, well, you could have done that, and then even just something. It could be something so little that it's like, really? Like, but I mean, it's good though. You need a coach like that who's willing to put in the time to watch your mistakes and watch your matches. So.
No, absolutely. I think it makes a big difference to have somebody that's there kind of supporting you like that, and that's good. I think that's awesome that you look at your wins too, because I've had a discussion so many times that when you win, you're like, yay, I won. And you don't even like, oh, I don't remember what happened because I
In the
won.
beginning, I was a lot like that. I would care so much about my wins and be like, well, even though I lost 10 times, I still got that win, so I'm good to go. But now I'm just like, ugh, like I could have done so much better than that. But
Yeah.
I'm very tough on myself. If you ask my parents or my coaches, I get so frustrated.
You and I are alike there. You and I are very much alike. I'll be like, I can't do
Mhm.
this. And sometimes it's not good though because it kind of flusters you. For me, it does.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like you're the one stopping yourself from doing better because you're overthinking what you should be doing and
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what is one of your favorite jujitsu memories? I know your parents take you all around and they support you in doing so many different things in the jiu-jitsu scene. What is one kind of, I know that you probably have a lot, but what's one memory that you have that kind of stands out during your jiu-jitsu journey?
One big thing is me believing in my jujitsu. I have a very hard time. Like, you can ask my parents and my coaches, like, they know that I can do it, but I'm just so hesitant of it. It's like, no, I can't do that. But there's been like a couple tournaments where, for instance, like my passing, Like I finally like I hit the pass and I did it good and I got to side control and just those type of like little moments, being proud that I was able to do it when I didn't think I would be able to.
Wow. No, it helps when you have people there supporting you and uplifting you.
Hmm.
Who are some of the big name jujitsu? Doesn't have to be a black belt female, but who are some of the women out there that you kind of look up to and maybe you kind of play a similar game with or have a
Amanda,
similar game as?
yeah, definitely Amanda Levy, Danielle Kelly. I don't know if I have the same game as her, but Elizabeth Clay is amazing. Those like three girls are some people that I look up to quite often, especially Danielle because I train with her on a daily basis. So she keeps on pushing me every day. So,
That's nice to have your idol or somebody you look up to right there by your side.
and she's my size.
Hey, that's
She's not
even
my
better.
size often.
That's even better. So, what if you were to sum up your game? If you were to sum up your jiu-jitsu game in one word, what would that one word be?
Ooh,
I
that's
know
a
it's a
tough one.
stumper.
Kind of laid back. I don't do very crazy moves. I'm not like Cody Steele who does like flying stuff or like jumping stuff. I just kind of pull guard and just work from there.
So you kind of
Just
lay the trap for them.
yeah, just kind of see
Let,
what's open, like if they have an arm out or a leg out, something like that.
no, that's a good game plan. You know what my word would be?
What?
Sneaky. I'm a sneaky. Do not trust me on the mat.
That is true. I remember rolling with you one time when I was little.
I do. I love it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get you to do this, so you do that. Aha! I
You're like
got
the innocent one, but it's like, oh, I'm gonna mess you up during this.
you. Oh, I miss jujitsu so much. I haven't been able to train. We're closed here in Hawaii, so we haven't trained like in a whole
Oh,
year.
really? Wow.
Yeah, we're very cautious, which is good.
That's
You gotta
good
do.
though. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you could go out and train with anyone, male or female, black belt or not, who would that one person be?
Ooh, Mikey Musumeci and his
Mm,
sister.
yeah.
I watch his DVDs all the time. I watch any like video of him on Flow Grappling. He's just like, I don't know, there's something about him, like his jujitsu. It's just not something you see often. Or like the Meow Brothers, something like that. But yeah, Mikey Musumeci is definitely one of them.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a good pick. Him and his sister are phenomenal
Hmm.
jiu-jitsu players, like big time. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out with this. If you could offer advice to any little girls or little boys listening here today, what would that be?
Don't back down. I've had a lot of moments where, oh, I don't know, like, but yeah, even on your rough days, just keep pushing. It'll get better. Your jujitsu will too. But yeah, don't give up. Because if something that you want to achieve, really achieve it. Go the extra mile. So that's something that I would definitely take advice on.
Awesome. You are someone that I am super proud to say is carrying that next wave and will be the future of jujitsu. I think
So,
it's going to be bright, and you just keep being awesome. You keep believing, you keep pushing, and you keep inspiring. And I look forward to seeing where you go, girl.
yeah, me too.
Well, you take care. You thank your parents for letting you do this interview today. And if other little kids want to reach out to you and say hi and maybe get some advice, how can they reach you? What's your handles on Instagram?
My Instagram is Sophie_dog922. DM me. I answer to all of mine. I'm not really busy. So yeah, want to ask me something or something like that, go ahead and do it.
Awesome. Well, you take care and good luck with everything. And I look forward to seeing you on the stage doing some super fights and teaching seminars and having your own academy with your dad someday. And I'll see you guys next time out on the East Coast.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you so much for having me.
No, absolutely. I look forward to interviewing your sister when she's a little bit older and she's following along your footsteps.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
All right. You guys take care. And thanks everyone for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.